In this lesson, we're going to look at the initial steps for setting up a plugin by looking at the core plugin files that you need. Now, we'll be looking at two different examples here. One is that you could have just a single PHP file, which we'll open up here, with a comment at the top that we'll explore later, a little bit of security code, and then simply a filter that we would have run in our functions.php file previously, and this will work as its own plugin. So this is to point out that the setup for a plugin may be as simple as setting up a single file. Now, more commonly, you will have a directory for your plugin. When I open this up in the editor, we could see a few important things. First, we could see that the directory name of our plugin matches a PHP file by the same name, and this is very important. So in our example, it's set up based off of the video it is, but yours would be based off of whatever functionality you're building. Now, it's also important to note that you can't have conflicting plugin directory names or plugin file names. So often you will namespace it or put something like WP plugin or my plugin or whatever it is at the beginning, followed by something more descriptive based off of what describes what that plugin is. So we could then see the exact same code where we set up the plugin, have a little security check, and then we see in this example that rather than putting our code directly into this main file, we have included a separate folder where we could see inside of includes, we have something called admin footer text, and all this does is contain the code to run that one filter. I'm actually going to remove this. They often suggest not having closing PHP tags inside of your code. So this is all that this file would have, and this could simplify things and make your main file easier to read and your code structure a little bit better. So all of the rest of the examples that we look at will be done in this way with a directory or a folder for our plugin and then a matching file name inside of it that is going to be our main plugin root. So finally, we could see if I were to put these in my plugins directory like they are set up, that both of these plugins show up and I can activate them and they will run as expected. And what they're doing is they're just putting an extra little footer message down in the footer, which is something that we've done before. So this is the basic setup. We see that we could have just a single file for a plugin, or we could have a directory with a matching file name, and WordPress will automatically pick them up. So that is the most basic setup we need. And from here, we could go into a little bit more depth on the different parts that you'll need inside of that main plugin, starting with the information comment.